Hi Taurus, welcome to your Solar Eclipse in Cancer special with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, as many of you know, I always call myself a baby astrologer. I am a neophyte. I've been reading tarot for over half my life. I have not been doing astrology as long. So these are kind of like practice for me, and they're also my personal unique viewpoint of the transits that take place. Please don't forget to check out the key to the eclipses video that I've done. And the reason I've done that video is to give a bit more not padding, but a bit more of the background understanding of what these transits, you know, what these specific transits mean. And the reason I've done that is because no transit works on its own, but eclipses are special. And this year we've got 3 in a fairly short space of time. So I believe some interesting stuff is going to happen because of that. And I'll kind of talk about what it might mean. So Taurus. I was just doing the video before yours. Taurus, this is taking place in your 3rd house. Really exciting for you. And it's interesting because when I track back over the readings that I've done for you guys, it's been very much this build up of, you know, being who you are, standing firm in your beliefs, standing firm in who you are, and discovering your own personal way to describe that, but also to express that in the world. And you know, this is really, you know, this year has largely been about you really not necessarily standing your ground. I mean, you're Taurus, you know, there's not many things that would go up against a bull, let's be honest. But it's almost like finding the ability within yourself to say, right, this is who I am, and this is how it's going to be. And whatever the structure or the imposition that you're coming from, or even the institution, I'm not going to allow that to change who I am, who I fundamentally believe that I am. So it's interesting that this eclipse takes place in your 3rd house, because this is about your communication. It's about what you've got to say. It's about the way that you say it. So I've got my trusty notes. Baby astrologer. This is going to awaken what you have to say in new and exciting ways. If you've been silenced or biting your tongue, or even just sitting on your ideas, the solar eclipse is going to really start to force you to speak up. The 3rd house is about communication and integration of the ideas through communication. It will see you speaking up. It will see you expressing your ideas. It's not enough for you anymore just to have them and to sit on them. It's about getting them out there. It's about getting them heard. The 3rd house is ruled by Gemini, and Gemini is all to do with communication. It's all to do with ideas. It's all to do with being a social butterfly. It's a faster sign than Taurus, you know, and the 3rd house has that texture. You know, and it's got that feel to it, and it's asking you to be expressive, to speak about things, to get things out there, to find your voice to be heard, you know. And whether that comes with a little bit of a you know, like the bull, great. Even better, because it means that you're coming from a place of true authenticity about yourself, and you are finally understanding your need to be heard. You're understanding your need to communicate, and more importantly, speak your mind. Yeah, also, it's about integrating the skills that you have, the skills that you've amassed, the skills that you've built up, and integrating them into your everyday life. You know, for some of you, it's about, you know, some things you do, and you do them so well because they're second nature. How can you filter that out into your everyday life? You know, what's a good example of that? If your job requires you to be really good at numbers, and it requires you to be fast with that, not necessarily a Taurian trait, you know, to be fast and quick and about things, because Taurus likes to take its time to do things thoroughly, to do things properly, so that the changes that they implement last. If you're really good with that, how can you apply that quickness? How can you apply that speed of thought to other things in your life? How can you start to transfer those skills and integrate them into other parts of your life? It's going to obviously kind of see you facing some kind of challenges that force you to speak up, to use your skills and get stuck in on making your ideas a reality. Although this is the house of the mind, it's also about your ideas and the further reaching powers of your mind. And that's the thing, because Taurus is slow and steady and very methodical as well, brilliant with budgeting, amazing with creating the steps. People don't necessarily associate you with the mind, but the third house is all about that, and this eclipse is shining a light on that. It's pressing a reset button of sorts in this space for you. It's illuminating the third house for you, and it's asking you to really delve deep, to use that structure of yourself and apply it to the quickness of your mind. There's nothing wrong with doing things fast. If you can do them in the methodical way that you do and apply the speed of the third house to it, where it's quick and it's fast and it's, it's like thought, flitting and fleeting. If you can apply the methodical Taurian way to that, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely. This is a chance over the next 3 months to really make your ideas a reality, but also be noticed doing so. It's about implementation, and the solar eclipse usually brings a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction, because it brings a new change, and let's face it, I love you Taurians, but you're fixed earth. You are the epitome of earth. When I meet a Taurus woman, she's like Mother Earth, literally. You try moving her, she's gonna break you. When I meet a Taurus man, exactly the same. The horned god who just stands firm. He will not be moved if he chooses not to. Taurus is a powerful sign. You are fixed earth, but change isn't necessarily something that comes too easy to you. Hey, I'm an Aquarius, fixed air, with a Leo ascendant, fixed fire. I know about fixity. Trust me, I get it. But sometimes change is good. And often it's very important. Change is the nature of life. Can you imagine being stuck in a bad situation and never having any change to come forward and move things along? You'd just be stuck in that all the time. Try and find a way to embrace it. It's also the house of siblings. So it can see you burying a hatchet with a sibling, or it can see one being exacerbated and then being healed. Which is a really interesting one, because I just had a conversation actually with a Taurus woman just yesterday actually, anyway, siblings and sibling rivalry. So the eclipse brings a beginning of some sort. It gives you the initiation energy. It gives you the chance to make a change. It can see you implementing that change, because the third house also rules siblings. It can see you working with siblings in a different way, or using ways in your mind to navigate the relationship between you and your siblings, to get the most out of them. I remember reading a book once, and the author was talking about, is there a spell to change this person's thoughts and da-da-da-da-da, and the response from the practitioner, from the witch, was actually no, but there is a spell to make it easier for you to get along with them. And sometimes that's the way it works. If we change our own approach, somebody else, the way that they approach us, they have to change it, because we've changed our stance. It's kind of that push when pulled, pull when pushed kind of energy. Okay, so it's also the house of short journeys. So it can see you taking short trips. It can see you taking, because the eclipse, it brings something new, something different, something spontaneous, something that you don't necessarily see come in. It can bring the opportunity for spontaneous short trips, spontaneous short bursts of travel, which is lovely. Weekend breaks, all of that stuff. Or, somebody phones you up and says, hey, get your glad rags on, we're going to the beach for a day. All sorts of things like that. And if somebody invites you to do that kind of thing, go! Get your friggin' toes in the sand. You're a Taurus. You are the epitome of earth. Connect with it in some way. It will help you navigate this energy a little bit better. So this house, the third house, through the gaze of Cancer, takes on a more heartfelt understanding of communication and what brings you comfort, peace, and also security. Cancer, although is a cardinal sign actually, it longs for security, it needs comfort. And when you're looking at, you know, the third house through the gaze or the texture of Cancer, it's asking you to be sure about, you know, it's effectively asking you what space is one of comfort and peace, that allows you to speak what you truly feel, what you truly need, what your ideas are, what you feel is important to speak about, to communicate about yourself, about your life, about your ideas. You know, this house through the sign of Cancer is asking you to look for that, and more importantly, it will see you being very vocal about what you need, in order to express who you truly are and what it is that you truly want and need from your life. Okay, I would like to bless this deck with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and pray that the message that comes through is ultimately clear and concise, and it helps you in your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the cards have in store for you. Oh, you got the Fool card. It was reversed there. I don't read card reversals. I keep promising to do a video on why, but I will get to it one day. You've got the Fool card, and this is beautiful. The Fool card is about new things, new places, new people, exciting new beginnings. You've got your Uranus in your sign, the planet of change, the planet of revolution, the planet of, you know, the ruling planet of Aquarius. It's about different things, it's about different thoughts, it's about different ways of speaking. It's asking you to dig into this energy, you know, to really root yourself in this energy. You know, you are Earth, nobody can grow things like you. You've got the green thumb, it's what you do. Apply that to your life, apply it to your ideas. Let new things and people come into your life and embrace them. If you can really get behind this energy of change and start to implement it, you'll be able to steer the ship from the back. You'll be able to push when pull. You'll be able to pull when pushed. It's that kind of energy, and the Fool card just comes along to say, yeah, there's new things, new places, new people, new stimuli coming into your life, whether you like it or not. So get on board with it, you know. Drive the car without driving the car. What does he mean? Let me know how this plays out for you. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Let me know how it plays out for you. I wish you all the best, and I will see you again very soon for more videos. Take care.